So HoopsHype is a website, and it's putting out its preseason rankings of each position group in the NBA. And they did shooting guards earlier this week, and I thought their top 5 was pretty interesting. Steve, if you want to take this. This was their top 5 shooting guards heading into the 2024-2025 season. Anthony Edwards was 1, Booker 2, Donovan Mitchell 3, Jaylen Brown 4, and Jalen Williams number 5. Jason, do you have any issue with how they rank the top 4 shooting guards in basketball heading into the upcoming season?
I'd actually have Jaylen Brown too.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's that low. I think
I'd flip-flop Brown and Booker.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Y'all are sick.
I mean, Devin Booker is a great player.
Y'all two are sick.
We're
What?
sick.
Y'all
What did we get wrong?
put Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown over. Oh wow.
Yes. Jaylen Brown over Book?
Speak
Yes.
your piece. Go ahead. Keep going.
I wouldn't tie him with you, by the
Yeah,
way.
y'all crazy.
I'd put I would put Jaylen 2, probably Book 3, and Donovan 4.
Okay.
If I had to rank them that way. I really like Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry. I think at times he was the best player on Boston.
Davis, what's your order? You keep it as is?
Yeah, I keep it as is. I don't have a problem with it at all. I mean, Book has literally taken his team to the finals. I know they had CP3, but he was the best player there. He literally.
Jaylen Brown won championship in Boston.
Who's this? Yeah, when he got a big 5.
Booker's got Kevin Durant on his team.
Now, but he went to the finals without him.
Wasn't that the COVID finals?
I don't know. They lost to the Bucks in 6.
Oh.
It was not the COVID finals.
They lost to the Bucks in
Lakers
6.
won the COVID.
But Devin Booker Devin Booker literally takes over games. He's a scorer. He can do everything. I don't understand. Like, you talk about dude who can't even go to his left.
He's a wonderful player. Devin Booker is a wonderful player.
Yeah.
He's a great player. I like Jaylen Brown better.
Insane.
You know
Both
what's
of y'all
really
are.
crazy is how is Isaac Okoro not on this list?
He's not a shooting guard. He's not a 2.
That's
why.
the reason?
That's the reason. Mike, why am I wrong on Brown?
Go ahead.
I mean, I think all 4. Edwards is 1. Can we all agree real quick?
Yeah.
Edwards is
Edwards is 1.
Oh, man.
2, 3, 4.
Although he made an ass of himself recently. Did you see that comment he made?
About Magic,
No, what'd he
about
say?
the Michael
That Michael Jordan is the only skilled basketball player from like before this century.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
didn't see
I
that.
mean, that's what an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't make a fool of
And
yourself,
Magic
man.
said that he don't listen to people that haven't won a championship.
Yeah, which Magic is right.
He said he hasn't won in the
And when
NBA,
players
college,
say
or
stuff
high
like
school.
that, they sound like morons. Anthony Edwards, who had a good reputation, sounds like an absolute moron.
I
when he
mean,
says stuff
well,
like that.
he's young.
He is young.
It's not like he's going back watching 80s
You
basketball.
don't have to.
film.
Why would you say that? If you haven't watched it, then why would you say that?
'Cause
You sound like an idiot.
I mean, that's just how he feels.
But you just said he probably hasn't watched it.
Why
would you make an opinion on something
That's
you know
like
nothing
me.
about?
You think I went back and watched what's the
Ronnie Lott.
Whoa, I had definitely seen.
Okay,
Ronnie
so
Lott.
you did go
That's-
back and watch
But
Ronnie Lott.
that's
But Tyvus, you wouldn't come out and say none of the corners before 2000 were any good. You're not going to say
listen.
that.
I'd make that argument.
I think all
Yeah, Deion Sanders was no
I
good.
make that outside of Deion.
Deion may be a big douchebag now, but he's a great player.
Deion. You know what? I'd be interested to see some of the receivers from today against some of the corners from back in the day. I think that they give them a nice run for their money. I think the receiver play today is much better than it was.
But that's not the conversation. It
So
may be,
that's the corners that they
he
went up
said
against.
none of those players had skills.
Well,
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. That's Magic, Larry.
Yeah.
every
because-
generation thinks
they're the
their
best.
generation is the best.
Exactly. Anyway, go ahead, Mike. What's your list?
That's
there?
not
All right,
true.
so Edwards is 1.
That's not true.
I think it's personal preference on 2 through 4.
Yeah.
If you wanted to come at me with any particular order of 2 through 4 here, Booker, Mitchell, Brown, Booker, whatever you want, I think there's a logical argument to be made for all 3. I'll make the case for Donovan being number 2, though, real quick. When push comes to shove, if you needed one of those 3 guys to get you a bucket, who would you want? Booker, Mitchell, Brown. Guy, ball in his hands, last second of a game. Who would
Either
you want?
Booker or Mitchell.
Right, but that's not the.
I'm
there's more to it than
I'm
that.
making a case, Bull. I'm just
Okay.
asking you a question.
Yeah, Jason.
I take Mitchell over Jaylen in that situation.
Okay,
yeah. And
okay. Isn't that what this is about? Defining
No.
moments?
How about the 47 minutes and
What about him?
48 seconds
What about him?
before you get to that moment?
What about him? You can stink all
Donovan
that,
Mitchell
but
hasn't had a lot of defining moments in the postseason.
I would take Kyrie over all of those dudes.
That's true.
that's
I
a
agree.
fact.
Is he the best two guard in the game?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he is.
He ain't even a two guard.
I know he not. But yes. And the fact that he's not on the NBA top 75 is wrong. I looked at the list last night. It's funny
Top
you brought him
75
up.
of all time?
The fact that Kyrie is not a top 75 best basketball player of all time is wrong. That list is flawed. There's no way you're going to.
Who's 75?
He's better than James Harden and he's better than
Dame
Chris
Lillard
Paul. I
was
don't care what
75,
nobody
I think.
say. He should be over in the list over both of them. Yes. CP3 and
right.
James Harden.
I
yes,
guess
I
I
would
would agree.
take Kyrie over them. Don't do that.
So,
James
okay.
Harden, I'm with you.
I don't like James Harden.
He's a bum. Go ahead, Mike.
Dame
he does
Lillard
have-
was 75 on the ESPN.
Yeah, I think
for
Kyrie's
the
better. I agree with
75,
Tyvus.
75.
I'm with you.
All right, so we all agree that if you
Yeah.
need one shot there, you're probably leaning towards Donovan Mitchell, right?
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, in the most now, Donovan certainly had his playoff shortcomings as well. But in the biggest moments when the teams needed one guy to step up and carry an offense by himself, has Jaylen Brown or Devin Booker ever been able to do what we saw Donovan do in Game 6
Well-
or Game 7 against Orlando?
Well, Devin Booker did it for literally like 7 years with
I mean,
the
Mike,
Suns.
I'm just
That is
I'm making
That is
the
a
case.
bogus
But
Bull, I'm making the case here.
Game 6 against a team that is not a real playoff team.
You can't say Orlando wasn't a real
How are they
playoff
not a real
team.
playoff
I'm
team?
just saying they're not a team that was going to win anything.
That's
They're one of
very
those teams-
different than a real playoff team.
All right, all right. Those two guys have been to the finals. Donovan Mitchell hasn't gone to the finals.
Bull, I'm just telling. I'm making the case. If you wanted to say
Well,
Donovan,
isn't our point
the
to
question,
argue
wait a
against the
minute. The
case?
question is, what was the question?
have we ever seen Booker or Jaylen Brown when the rest of the offense is completely
Jaylen Brown hasn't had a
non-existent?
great game in the playoffs.
Devin Booker is yes. The answer is yes.
Has he had 47 in a playoff game?
I don't know, but he scored like 72 in a game.
That's regular season.
It's regular season. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't know
Donovan
what he did.
scored 71.
He's been to the finals, so
The other two have been to the finals.
and he was like literally the main reason.
I
so-
don't think that necessarily puts them ahead of him, but I don't buy that argument there. I don't know.
Third, who's the best playmaker out of that list in terms of creating for others? Brown, Booker, Mitchell.
Probably Mitchell.
I was about to say, yeah, Donovan.
In terms of defense, how'd you rank those
Jaylen
two
Brown.
defensively?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown's first.
Totally agree. So we just went through 4 different categories. Donovan was the only one that you would have picked in 2.
Yeah, it's 3 legitimate categories. The second category was ridiculous.
So you got 1 for each then. My point is, I think you can make that in any
They're
order
all
you
really
want
good
to make it.
players.
Yeah, they're all neck and neck with each
Yeah.
other.
You can
No,
go
they're
any
not.
case.
Yeah, 2
you
of them
really
is better than Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry, he's third.
want.
And who's
Jaylen
4?
Brown rubs me the wrong way.
Who's 4?
On your list, who's 4?
No, he means he's
Oh,
third out of
Edwards
those
is
3.
first.
Yeah.
I'm talking about out of the 3.
So what's your order?
I told you whatever the list was.
Oh,
Edwards,
all right.
Edwards. I think Edwards, Booker, Mitchell,
Mitchell,
Brown.
By the way, it's stupid to have position rankings now in the NBA because there's not much difference between small forwards and shooting guards these days.
Yeah, it's more wing. They're more of a
Right.
wing.
I mean,
And
it's
also,
just-
like, is SGA a point guard? Is SGA
Yeah,
a
and
two guard?
it's so
Like,
stupid.
It
It's
blurs
dumb.
the line of
Yeah.
positional value.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make the case that last year Devin Booker was the Suns' point guard because they didn't have a point guard.
Right.
It was him, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant as the 3 primary ball handlers. So, Steph Curry just agreed on a 1-year, $63 million extension.
I was just reading that.
Oh wow.
Just now?
63.
No
We're
money
like,
for Clay,
we're like
but Steph's
5
got
years away,
63.
Jason, from a $100 million
Steph's still
contract.
good. Clay's not.
Well,
right?
we ran the
You
numbers.
said it was a 1-year deal?
We ran the numbers, didn't we, on when that would come, the $100 million contract?
It
Yeah, I
is
think
a
it's
1-year
20
deal.
It's 29, if I remember our conversation.
All right, so predict-
$62 million.
I predict who gets the first $100
Wemby.
million a year contract.
Wemby's extension will come up right when. If
So
he
he's
if
the
he
one?
waits. Now, if he signs early, it'll be too early. So Cooper Flag might be the right answer there.
How many years away are we? 5?
I think 29 with a new TV deal. If the salary cap continues to increase at the rate it's projected, in 29 we could be looking at 25% of the salary cap, that max contract, being a 9-figure deal or 9-figure number.
And NBA players. What's crazy about the NBA is that, like with football, it's really only the quarterbacks that get crazy money with a few exceptions.
The
right?
receivers are catching up.
Yeah, but
Unless
like
you're a Bengal and you can't afford to get paid.
fair.
Pocket franchise.
If it's real, the wide receiver's not making quarterback money
No,
though.
but they're
So-
$30 million now.
Yeah, but that's not crazy money in sports terms. I don't think it
$30
is.
million a year.
In baseball,
How many players are making $30 million in baseball?
not that many.
The fact that
But nobody's making 30 yet. But basketball, you got like average players getting 20,
Yes.
25 million. It's
Yes.
the only sport that happens. And baseball, at least they play 162 games. Basketball players per game are the most overpaid.
Well, it's
because they don't play. Most of them don't play hard in the regular season, and average players get a ton of money. I don't care. I'm not. I don't say that to begrudge them the money. I say every player should make whatever the hell he can make. I'm just saying they are benefiting the most because you have. I mean, like Jared Allen making $20 million a year is crazy.
It's going up. You make
Right.
more than that. You sign an
Right.
extension. But it's 15 players on the roster versus
you don't think
53.
You don't think he's worth $20 million?
No,
Hot dog.
Well, it's
it's a league where everybody has to shoot and he can't shoot.
the TV contract
Yeah.
is astronomical.
Yeah.
And they only pay 15 guys.
What is
Right,
the?
that's true.
What? So it goes quarterbacks, receivers. Where's the DBs on this pecking order? Because
Now the ends are next.
it's literally the toughest position to play.
Well, it's
And
quarterbacks.
if you don't have one, you're not going
DNs
to
have
win.
been making a ton of money. DNs and wide receivers, and then comes like corners and tackles.
It should be quarterbacks, DB, corners, quarterback, corners. That's how it should be on the pecking order.
So the guys who defend the wide receivers because they can't catch should make more money than the wide receivers. Is that what you're saying?
It's the hardest position. If you don't have one, you're
Yeah.
going to lose. Tell me I'm wrong.
Who was the Chiefs' top corner last year? I can't
L'Jarius Sneed.
remember. He's really good. You're right. All right, Mike.